Hello, beautiful Hannah. So I'm so excited to see you. You look so beautiful, and I am just so honored to have you here. You're such a beautiful person, and it is really my honor to interview you today and to celebrate your transformation and your journey. Um, you look really absolutely beautiful. I love your hair. So you are 26 and you live in Denmark. And you actually we met I think 1.5 years ago, something like that, maybe even two, on Ala's program. I was then a part of a team, and it was so lovely to have you because you've been always this person who gave advices to others, who had actually a lot of wisdom within her already through the program. And I know you achieved an incredible transformation. So let me start by also honoring Allah because we met there. And I want to know, how did you find her? How did you find her profile? What did attract you to her?
So I got recommended her profile on Instagram, and as soon as I Googled her name and opened her profile, I was like, wow, this looks like somebody that I want to be.
Wow, yes.
Like very elegant, like so feminine, so gentle and kind. Her whole energy was just like, wow, I couldn't describe it with any words that you can feel like when you see her, especially when you meet her in person. It's even better.
Oh, you met her in person.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is an extra surprise. I love
Mm.
that. I love that. So how did you make a decision to then go from somebody who is just following her on Instagram to like, wow, I really want to invest in this program and this container and just meet her on a more private level in a way?
So because I was already in my level up process, like 3 years before that, I was constantly looking for somebody like her, somebody that I actually want to invest this money into. And so it didn't take that much longer to decide to invest in her program. I just started to like gather money. I already decided after maybe a few months, and then I just started to take money aside to pay the program in a
Oh my
few
God,
months.
you're so sweet.
So yeah, I couldn't pay it like at once at first, so I had to like save some money to be able to pay for it. But it was so worth it, and I knew that it was gonna be worth every penny because everything she was saying and talking about just makes sense. It was just logical, and like there was no question so much about it because you can see that she's a smart woman and everything that she says is makes sense.
That's so beautiful. And I just feel like this gentle joy around my heart, hearing that you actually was setting aside money to be able to attend the program. It
Yeah.
reminds me of the situations when I did that. And it's so beautiful that you were so committed to your journey and that you are such a beautiful lifelong student and an incredible lady. I really love your energy. You have such
Yeah.
a beautiful, calm energy. You're very, very sweet. So other than that, it seems like it was like almost an instant match in resonance. And I know what you say. Sometimes you look for specific things and you cannot find them, but when you find them, you just know that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, so I can totally resonate. So what was another reason why you were looking for that kind of information? What was the transformation or something in your mind that you wanted to undergo?
So I was looking for transformation from the inside. I saw many mentors online, and a lot of them were focusing more on the outside, and I didn't like that. And when I saw that she focuses more on the inside, I was like, okay, this seems like a better fit for me because it actually resonates with what I'm looking for. And the reason why I was looking for it is because I struggled in my love life a lot, and I was always unhappy, and it never ended the way I wanted to end. So, yeah, I knew I needed to change something, and I realized I couldn't do it alone. I needed somebody to guide me, to teach me something that I obviously don't know what I'm doing wrong. So, that's, yeah.
Oh my God, I can totally resonate. It literally sounds like my journey. I definitely have been on the side of like just being confused and not knowing why the things happen like it happened. And it seemed like unluck, but it's actually a skill and it's a
Mhm.
trainable skill. And I love how Allah puts it into like being able to basically get it as a skill and it completely shifts your identity. So that's what I really like. So what would you say that was your biggest struggle with men actually? You attracted your husband through the duration of the program, which is incredible. You're one of those stories, so inspirational. But what was the main struggle actually with men, if you can, or many, or a few of them? What was it?
Yeah. So definitely my anxious attachment that I was struggling with, and I was not realizing that I had it. So yeah, definitely. Um, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Definitely, all of it comes from my childhood, and the way I learned love is deserved, or how do you receive it, and all that. And I didn't have that example in my life to be able to recognize it when I'm older. So yeah, I needed to relearn what actually love looks like, and that it's not somebody playing hot and cold and giving you confusing signals and all that stuff. It should be easy, it should be clear, it should be, you actually should feel like somebody says what they mean and they actually do it.
Yeah, exactly. I can really relate, especially also not knowing what is it, and you just put it into the words so wonderfully. I really love it. So then you basically started on this journey. We basically met through advanced program later on, and of course I was a part of the team in the background. So how did you actually get to know your husband? I'm sure many ladies want to know that. And I know your story. I know that you really went slow and you kind of let him court you slowly, even physically. You went slower. And I love how authentic your journey is. So would you like to share where did you meet him and what was different about him and about you also? Because I know something in you also shifted.
Yeah. So I met him online on a dating app, and I wasn't actually like thinking, okay, I need to now find this husband here. I was like, okay, I'm in this program now, Alice program. I'm just exploring myself, as she likes to say. And I just wanted to also gain more experience from dating and get to know myself better. And through dating a lot of different men, I also learned more like about what I want and what I can accept and what I cannot accept. And that also helped me give this picture of what kind of husband I want in the future, and especially somebody that I want to be there for my kids in the future. So when I met him, he was very calm. When I refused him a couple of times when he asked me if he can hold my hand or if he can kiss me, he didn't get aggressive, or he didn't get like, he didn't want to like stop talking to me or something like that. He just simply accepted like no, and I didn't have to explain anything. I didn't have to nothing. Like that was it. And I really respected him for that because that doesn't happen very often. And of course, there's many more things like our lifestyle matches, the way we are, like we're both introverts and we like the same things, and we both like discuss about same topics that we're interested, and of course like physical attraction also. And of course, there's hundreds of just more things that I could go on about. But something that I always kept going back to is like this feeling of how I feel around him. The Allah always said that you need to ask yourself, like, do you feel safe with this person and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I always felt safe with him. I always felt like he would never cross my boundaries. He would never do anything to hurt me. Like, because he always respected whatever I said, like, or expressed that I don't feel comfortable with. So that's a really, really big thing that I think it's important to. And even though he was not like exactly the type of guy I would go for, like before this program, I decided like, no, this is the man that's like a good example, and he is somebody that I look up to also, and my kids will look up to, and that's really important for me.
Wow, you're just a smart and beautiful woman, and I'm so happy for you. I can really relate to this. We actually fall for a specific type for excitement, but actually, if we look long term, we want to look for somebody who is patient and respectful and who we can fall in love with time without actually thinking we would fall in love in a sense because he was patient, he was consistent, he was there, and it takes a certain amount of also healing if we've been attracted to the hot and cold guys to be able to even allow, like you said, you allowed him, even he was not fully your type, is like my husband, you allowed him to court you and to kind of prove himself to you. So yeah, that's really so beautiful. I love everything that you shared, and it's really my pleasure to talk to you here. I just love you, and I just really have to say that I'm actually not surprised when you say that you kind of found your husband, because I remember I was assistant at that time, in that group, so part of a team, and I was reading the comments. I was making sure the whole education goes in the right direction for Allah. And I always remember you as somebody who has incredible good answers to the ladies, incredibly wise answers, and you kind of caught my eye, and that's how I started to like you so much. I was like, wow, like this lady is has deep wisdom. So you obviously did something before. You came in at kind of pretty also advanced. So I'm really not surprised for what you created, because each of us, depending on where we start, it's not about just finding a person, it's being ready for the person also. So I'm saying that because a lot of people will look at you and be like, oh my God, why did she find it so fast? There was some reasons behind that too, even though we can never know when will it happen. So I just want to applaud you for that, and I just want to witness you for that, because that's a full truth. So there was a one instance, especially on the program, and I want to mention it because there is this belief today, and I started with it. I signed into the program with Allah because I was attracting boys. Like I just could not attract the guy who will take care of me. And most of us actually joined also for that reason. I'm sure that also attracted you to her. So you had this instance when now you were dating this guy who was really incredible, that is now your husband. And I think there was this conversation about the finances in marriage. And I
Yeah.
think at that point he actually sounded like somebody who's going to go for 50-50. But the
Mm.
way you expressed what you wanted, which is what we learn on the program and what Allah teaches, made him really see and inspire him to be like, yeah, I want to be that hero who provides for everything. So, do you want to say a little bit more about it? Or do you even think you would be able to hold that conversation without just leaving him and getting angry if you were not surrounded by wise women like Allah and some other ladies that were advanced?
Yeah, so I always thought like from the beginning he was always saying that he wants to be provider like his father and all that stuff. And then when that conversation came up, I was a little bit confused. I was like, what is this? So I was like at first trying like, okay, no, like I need to see what's going on. And then Definitely, if there was no Allah and the women in that group, I might have ended it before I was supposed to. But yeah, Allah definitely helped me to explain that men also get insecure sometimes and they don't have always the best day. And there's maybe some reason he was feeling insecure at the time. And by asking him what's going on and seeing into the situation definitely helped me to keep going with him and not to just like escape as soon as something doesn't go exactly like I want. So, yeah, definitely having all that support was the biggest like biggest factor in all of this, that like constantly getting hyped also by all these women, like beautiful smart women, like it just you cannot you cannot feel insecure after that. It's just it's so hard not to go to a date and not feel confident.
Yeah, I fully agree. I wouldn't also not be the same person if I didn't have that support system. And even today, I use it in some situations because it's like it's good to talk about wise solutions. Of course, we can resolve things on a million different ways, but finding the right way sometimes it takes years. And when somebody just gives it to you like that, like you cannot not appreciate it. It's like years of development in a small span of time. I basically had the same conversation, just to now kind of share that. I also had the conversation where I basically had to like tell him my vision through emotional messages. And then he was like, wow, like I like that. And yeah, like he thought about it. And he was like, yeah, that's the type of person I want to be with. And for that reason, wow, like I would love it. He was even more caring, and he was even more impressed by me. While there are really men who would just say like, what I'm talking about, like no. But then we know. And as you said, sometimes today, because of all of the messages and how people live and what women basically accept because they have no education and nothing, sometimes men are insecure and they just need a woman to believe in them that he can do that. And that kind of, I think it's also great. It's also it's also connected to a spiritual power in a way because you have somebody who believes in you. It's really magical actually. And so it takes strength to be that lady who can just believe and let go of control and just express what she wants. And you are so incredible for doing that. You are so incredible for doing that. I remember that when you received the ring, you were actually not expecting it. It just happened like that. And do you want to share it now, how it happened? I know I was so curious and I already got it out of you, but this is the first time we can record it.
Yeah. So, like, I always knew that I thought he was something I'm going to be in a serious relationship with because that's what I was looking for if he wanted to be in. And there was definitely times when we discussed that, okay, like, I think this is going to be something that's going to lead to a marriage and so on. And but still, after 9 months or something like that, I didn't expect that he's gonna already propose. I had like a timeline in my head that after maybe a year or so, he might propose, and he even said it one time, but I wasn't like 100% sure if he's serious about it. That he would like to get married like in a year or something, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And then like he really really did it, like he was not
Yeah.
joking.
Yeah. A lot of men just speak, but then, or they kind of put the illusion in your head, but they don't mean it really. But your husband really meant it. Amazing.
Yeah,
And I remember you got engaged, and then I think you got married in a span of 3 months. It wasn't that
yeah.
much time, right? That was even more interesting. He really married you after 1 year. That
So
was his
we
plan.
Yeah, exactly. So we the day we started talking on online dating website. We got married exactly 1 year on the same day since that day.
Ah, so cool.
I was like,
Wow.
he was not joking when he said 1 year. He was like,
Wow.
this precise.
Wow. Wow. That's so amazing. Wow. That's
Yeah.
so cool. Oh, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. And I love you. You're so sweet.
Saying to me like, oh, I was stressed out. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And he was like, well, we can wait a little bit more, like few months if you're not ready.
But what made you, you know, that sometimes what I see when we basically work with women is some women are not so comfortable to, they have a great man and he wants to get married, but they somehow, either because of trauma, they need more time. And there's nothing wrong with that. I always say it's better that you take your time than he's stringing you along. But what made you so sure that you are ready then? Because you wouldn't say, yes, I know that we teach in program, you can slow down, it's okay, but you were really there. Like how? Why? Like I it's impressive for me.
Uh, I don't know. I guess somewhere along the way in the dating, after maybe already 6 months, I kind of knew like, okay, I think I want to marry him, but I still wanted to see like, 100% to be sure. And obviously, when he proposed, I already knew that I wanted to marry him. And yeah, I just, I don't know. I'm not sure. I just, I don't know. There was no reason to not feel like he's the right person for me.
Hmm.
I don't know. There was not so many things that would make me question him.
Yeah, so he was a really showing up very,
I
very
remember,
consistently and very patiently with you.
yeah. And I remember I even wrote somewhere, like in my diary, like there was a page about what I want my husband to be like emotionally and also like our lifestyle and that kind of stuff. And I think I went back to that and I read it and then I realized like, oh my God, this is exactly him.
Hmm.
So that I think
Beautiful.
definitely also helped me to be like, okay, I think yeah, definitely this is it. Like there's not much to think about it anymore. I mean,
Wow, that's so beautiful. But that also meant you were ready because I had three lists or four lists of men that I wanted. And sometimes, they tell us law of the attraction, just write what you want. But then you attract that, and it's still not it because there's some things in you that you still need to look at. And the universe is like a mirror, basically, and it's always leading you to success. But this is incredible that this list was your husband, plus it meant you were ready. So basically you finally got it, which I'm so excited for you. So now you're married already for 1 year, a little bit like that. So how have you been feeling in the first year of marriage? I know you don't work.
yeah,
Basically it's like which I find it so brave. A lot of women today cannot believe themselves enough to just have that trust in a man and in the whole process, like because of all the things that basically we survived and maybe traumas and things like that. But you managed to trust yourself and trust him and be in that space. And that's so admirable, actually. So how was it? Like, how was this 1 year? How did you feel? Whatever you
I
want to share.
I feel like the dating just continued kind of,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the beginning. And of course, there was some cases where, we would find out about each other more about stuff because now we live together.
Yeah,
And
so it's positive and dark.
yeah,
Everybody thinks it's fantasy later.
yeah,
It's not, but you can still resolve it with skills. So.
yeah. And thankfully, because I have these skills and I constantly use them, I constantly go back to this of what Allah is speaking that emotional messages, like talking about how you feel and putting your feelings when you're arguing about something or you're trying to express something that whatever it is doesn't matter. I always try to remember like, okay, I need to like first slow down a bit and then, tell what I think, what I feel, and then just give him also some time to process before he answers. And yeah, like I think that helps a lot because there's always gonna be something or misunderstanding or whatever. Like somebody might get annoyed by something that you did, or it doesn't matter. But
Yeah, we
these
are human
tools
beings.
I can use for the rest of my life, and even with my kids, I think like this is such a powerful thing that I don't know, like
Yeah,
it's
I agree. I
definitely
agree.
it's not something you should miss. It's so
Yeah,
important.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree because it's really true. I was just thinking about it maybe 2 weeks ago. I was just thinking, okay, if I invest in a program that is Instagram strategy, like it's now, like the algorithm will change, which you should do also, let's say, if you want to whatever, build whatever. But this kind of investment is really for life. Like emotional intelligence and the way you deal, technology will not change it. We function on a very dysfunctional ways in our love lives, and we have to learn the new way. Otherwise, we're just going to create the same things that the past generations lived, and they made it look beautiful, but it wasn't so beautiful. I mean, it was hidden. Today we are coming out with more of these things that are also negative. And I think it takes bravery to look into all of that and to willingly change. And as you said, best students apply the same knowledge years later. I still apply the same knowledge. It's not like we are now teaching it and we think we are the best. No. I mean, there is always the next challenge and there is always the next step and growth, and I always apply the tools and the language and everything. So I just find you amazing and I love you so much. You're so sweet. Um, I think I have two more questions, but I get inspired on the way, so then I just prolong it. I know that after the main program that you saved money for, you actually join advanced program because Allah has the whole school that you can basically be inside for one and a half, 2 years. How long do you need? Or later come back. A lot of married women come back for more energy and things. So how was the situation then? You probably also had to save for that. And why did you make that decision to kind of join the advanced level um, program?
Yeah. So after the first program, I just felt incredible. I never felt better in my life. And I guess I was just like, I wanted more. I couldn't stop myself from wanting more and more, like more knowledge, and just thinking like I can have it now, and why wait? Like why what's the waiting like for what? Like the price is good and everything, and there's no reason to wait because like I said, this is knowledge that you have for the rest of your life, and there's no reason to wait a minute anymore.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just wanted to make also sure that I really like master all of this. So advanced program was definitely that helped me even more deeper go into this. And yeah, it's just thinking about spending more time with these beautiful ladies is just it was so it was very attractive, so I couldn't just like leave after the first program. I had to go for another one.
Oh, that's so sweet. And it's such an honor to have you in the container and have you around. And now, like, sometimes tip on Instagram, and you're just so incredible and such a beautiful giver in the community. Like, you always give, like, there are those people who always contribute, and you were always one of them. So, that's so beautiful. I love you so much. You're just such a sweet person. So, okay, I have the last question. And the last, oh no, actually, I have one more because I just got inspired. So the funny thing is, Ala actually started as just the School of Elegance. Then because she had a good marriage and she had these skills, she realized that ladies are looking more for this kind of information, and she was really a good teacher. So it developed into like relationship basically boot camp, which is the most incredible one I've seen. And then it developed into a level up. It's still about relationships and men, but we realized, and you also probably, once now you had a man and a very healthy relationship and you had skills to improve and fix. Now, like, there was not more craving for a man. Like, there was this vision or purpose that you started to maybe think about. And a lot of ladies start earning more, start doing less, change careers, do some community work that is really contributing this planet, not just 9 to 5. How did this aspect affect you? Because I know everybody has a story about that. That's how we started to realize, wow, this is something new. So what was your story about the things that woke up in you when you basically when you found your man?
So I definitely started to feel more connected to my feminine energy and my like mother instinct that I always had. And I always knew I wanted to be a mother, but on other level, I was always telling myself that I want this big career and all this stuff, but it was not 100% me. So definitely like yeah, I still had to work obviously, and I don't have a problem with that, but just having now a man in my life who like takes care of me just gives me the freedom to actually accept this like strong desire to be like a mom in the future, and I'm preparing for that now. Like I'm learning all these things, so I have all this time like besides my other interests that I have to invest in that to prepare. So that's really big. It's really big too.
Yeah, that is really big and it's
I
so
feel like I'm
beautiful.
more true to myself now because I have this opportunity to be myself.
Yeah, and that's so beautiful and that's so brave. My sister also went that direction. She became a mom very early on. And it's such a beautiful journey, and it's so beautiful that you have such a lovely husband. So you can have a beautiful atmosphere for your kids, and that's what you've been looking for while dating. That's so sweet. Okay, I'm so happy to have you here, and I'll just have one more question for anybody that is thinking about joining the program and has some doubts or things like, is this for me? Yeah, they have results, but maybe I won't. What would you tell them?
Um, if you're a woman who really wants to like heal her traumas from childhood or fix your your problems, any kind of problems in relationships, even if you have problems with your parents or friends, it doesn't matter. These tools I use even with my parents also, and my relationship with them also got better since going to this program. So that's something that I was not expecting even to happen, but it did. And just if you find Allah like lifestyle something that you want, then definitely I think this is yeah. There's no other reason because she has so much knowledge, and I don't know, after seeing so many different people, like definitely you and her definitely are the right people to be around because you're not fake, you're real, like you're really honest, really true to yourself, and I don't find that so often these days. So that's a really big value that I cannot find anywhere like just like that.
My heart just melted listening to you. That was so sweet. I just feel like it's a big mushy bowl. Oh, you really melted me. You're so sweet. I really appreciate your time today to come here and be brave and share your beautiful transformational journey. And I'm just excited for all that it's coming for you also, because this story actually never ends. It just has layers and layers and layers, and there are new things to discover, and sometimes new things to fix, or sometimes new things to dream about. I also find it myself like that. So I'm just happy we are so connected in general. And even still after the program, we talk and you kind of reach out, and that's so sweet. I really love that. And I love you so much. And you are just one of those people who are so special. So thank you so much for your time and
Yeah.
for your words and everything that you shared.
Oh, I'm really happy, and of course I reach out. Like, I feel like I love you guys. I really do.
I really love you too.
That was our program. Like, I feel like we like got connected also, and I just have people who I know are here, and they support me in anything that I do, and it's just really wonderful to have somebody like that in your life. So it's really hard not to want to keep in contact and to reach out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so sweet. I feel the same. I feel the same. I wouldn't be the same without great women around me. Really, like it gives you a
Yeah.
special angle. It's I believe it's not enough to just have friends or just husband or just something else. Like if you can have that community of women who really see you and support you and keep you on your track, that's a really big blessing. And it's not always easy to find those incredible women in our surroundings. So these programs will literally connect us to incredible people. Yeah, I fully agree. Oh, I love
Yeah.
you. I love you.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, you can.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to say, like, having same-minded women around me who started as strangers is something you will not just find like that. It's not that easy. So you're here in this place and you know these women have the same goals as you. So it's definitely easy to click with them because you have the same mindset.
Yeah, I fully agree. That's so true. Thank you so much, sweet girl. I'm sending you kisses.